I wrote it down when you said.
Good evening. The April 10th, 2019 meeting of the Long Branch City Council will now come to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Dangler?
Here.
Mr. Vieira?
Here.
Dr. Vogt?
Here.
Dr. Selly?
Here.
Mrs. Wittes?
Here. Will everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
And I hereby certify that this meeting has been published in the newspapers in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act and posted as required by law.
Thank you. Well, as everyone can see, we have some special visitors here tonight. Thank you for coming. And at this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Volpe to please come forward.
Thank you. I just want to first off say good evening to everybody. And first, please, I want to say thank you to Mayor Pallone and Town Council for inviting us here tonight. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to our students, children of GLC. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. Also, I want to just recognize our superintendent of schools here, Dr. Salvatore. He came out for our busy schedule tonight, of his busy schedule tonight. He's very supportive and always helps us out with our initiatives and causes. So we, of course, want to say thank you. We appreciate it. So I guess I should start first by saying why I'm here tonight. To be brief, really quickly, we have for about 4 years now, we've had a very passionate group of children that have been involved in a after-school club with two amazing and dedicated teachers over there, Mrs. Stone and Mrs. Maury. Can you raise your hand, everybody over there? Okay. About 4 years ago, they started an initiative with children and really predicated off of sustainability and protecting the environment. They've done some pretty incredible things over the last 4 years. It's so powerful that we actually go down to Washington, D.C. a few years ago. And they've been on their grind, I should say, for a few years more now, and just want to send a really good message out to the community. So a few months ago, they got a chance to invite Mayor Pallone to our school to send their message, and he was, very kind. He came over to our school and listened to their letters and messages, and of course, he invited us here tonight. So they have a really powerful message that they want to share, and of course, the parents, we want to thank you for coming out tonight as you always support GLC and all our functions. So I think we're going to start with a brief video and take it away.
In the Long Branch Public Schools, we have been actively working with our children to support sustainable practices aimed at improving our overall quality of life. Through a series of lessons, clubs, activities, and partnerships, our children have analyzed big data to draw relative conclusions. Our students have learned that overconsumption of basic utilities has a cost bearing on our schools and our community. They've also learned that air quality control data can determine the amount of time that children can be outdoors, which is pretty important in the eyes of a 7-year-old. Their efforts to reduce one-time plastics in schools has been stellar. They've even encouraged high-ranking officials like the First Lady of New Jersey, the DEP Commissioner, and the Commissioner of Education to join their campaign. They started with encouraging all of us to eliminate straws in our cafeterias and have expanded their efforts to local businesses to join in the fight. Now the children are exercising their voice once again in a new campaign that they've called Plastic Free in LB. They're seeking a commitment to begin a single-use plastic reduction from bottles to bags in our city. They may be small, but their message is mighty. And our newest campaign, Plastic Free in LB.
Hi, George L. Catterman Elementary. I'm Katie, the Conservation Coordinator here at Loggerhead Marine Life Center. We are a nonprofit sea turtle hospital, and we work on rehabilitating sea turtles as well as pollution prevention initiatives. And I am so proud of you all and your hard work and dedication for our marine environment. Congratulations, you all, and I can't wait to hear about your progress and what else you're going to do for the environment.
On average, a person uses over 550 single-use plastic bags per year. That's pretty scary, right?
Yeah, it sure is.
My family of 4 uses over 2,100 bags, and less than 5% of them are even recycled.
Where do you think all those bags end up?
I think you know that answer already. They go to landfills, our beautiful beaches, and even the oceans. It keeps on hurting our environment.
Good evening. My name is Diego and I am a 5th grader at the George O. Cattrabone School. Thank you, Mayor Pallone and members of the Long Branch City Council for inviting us here tonight. My friends and I are part of the GLC Green Team. We work to help protect the environment by recycling, reusing, and learning as much as we can. We want to be the part of the change that protects our planet from the growing amount of waste we see each day. Most importantly, tonight, we hope you find the amount of plastic we use as alarming as my friends and I do. We hope that you think our futures are as important as we do.
Did you know that we stopped using straws in our school, then in all of the schools in Long Branch? We did this because these single-use straws are not needed. They end up in the oceans and so many animals there eat them, mistaking them for food.
We have reusable bottle filling stations and even collect plastic so that they could be recycled the right way.
We want to make a difference. We want to protect our beautiful sandy beaches. Let's face it, we're all getting older and someday this city's gonna be in our hands. We want to enjoy all the natural beauty it has. We want all the future students in LB to have an ocean and beach like ours.
If we keep waiting, it will be too late.
This is my future we're talking about here, and I need to know it is going to be the best it can be. We are taking small steps, but it is not enough. Long Branch needs to act now. Monmouth Beach does it, Point Pleasant Beach does it, Belmar and Bradley Beach too. Even the entire state of New York is plastic free.
Why aren't we?
We are setting the example and other towns are following through. Why not Long Branch?
We need to start caring about the environment.
We need to start taking responsibility.
We need to act. We need to protect the beautiful city we live in.
We need to ban all plastic.
Before it's too late.
Long Branch needs to ban all plastics.
Our future matters.
We need to make a difference now.
We know you can stop this. Mayor Pallone, will you please consider our request to have businesses stop using plastic?
Sure we will.
So thank you. I wanted to read something very quickly, and then I wanted to say something as well. So I wanted to thank Dr. Salvador, Mr. Volpe, and the Canterbury School for the presentation, and all the teachers who were involved with it. Thank you so much. When Council President Wittes and I first saw this presentation a few weeks ago, we were very impressed and knew that the rest of the council should see this. So we hope that the businesses and residents in Long Branch are as touched by this presentation as we are, and we look forward to in supporting future initiatives with our Environmental Commission to continue to head in the direction of being plastic-free. And I just wanted to say two things. Tonight we have two very important people from the Surf Rider Association in the state, Mr. Weber and Mike. And, you know, they're very influential with a lot of these initiatives that they're talking about, and I know they're very happy that you're here and to hear this presentation as well. So thank you. And when Mrs. Wittes and I were there, I said, you know, the students have incredible power. I mean, Mr. Volpe, I think you had said that the response to the businesses was sort of lukewarm when you sent letters, but when you went there in person, they were really responsive, as we are. And I think I used the example of my own son, who I think is on an environmental committee in the middle school, and I mentioned this to you, but I'll mention it to the audience as well. I was shaving one morning a few months ago, and then all of a sudden I hear, "Dad, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm shaving." And he said, "Shut the water." And it was really true. And I must tell you, from that day on, from now, whenever I shave, I shut the water, and I never did. Bad move. But so I just send that message because it really, you know, as young students, I don't know if you realize, Mr. Volpe, am I right, just the power that you have. Mr. Weber, would you agree with that as well?
I absolutely would agree. More to come.
Good. So as I mentioned tonight, I want to thank the council because tonight we are introducing a balloon ordinance so that it would be, you know, you can't intentionally release balloons into the air. And we'll certainly take a look and look very positively on your initiative. So I'd also like to thank the parents for being here as well. And does anybody else want to offer anything? Well, again, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you want to do. You want to? Mary Jane, are you okay? Can you take a picture?
Everybody?
Yeah, let's take a shot.
Mary Jane?
Yeah. Good thing you did that, otherwise I'd stumble on it. Oh, thank you.
In there.
One second. Hold on one second. One more.
Just stand right next to him, Billy.
So the best for last.
Just stand right next to him. There you go.
You're back.
Thanks, guys.
I need a motion to approve the minutes of March 27th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Dr. Selly?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes. This is the first reading of ordinance number 5-19 entitled An Ordinance Creating Chapter 110 Intentional Release of Balloons to the Code of the City of Long Branch. I need a motion to introduce on first reading and advertise and post according to law and set the public hearing for April 24th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Dr. Selly?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes. This is the first reading of ordinance number 6-19 entitled Ordinance Year 2019 Model Ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap, bank, NJSA 40A 4-4514. I need a motion to introduce on first reading, advertise and post according to law, and set the public hearing for April 24th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Dr. Selly?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes. Please note that R 68-19 and R 70-19 will be removed from tonight's agenda. I need a motion to open the public portion of the meeting for resolutions and all comments. So moved.
So moved.
All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. If anyone in the audience has any comments to make, please step to the microphone and state your name and address clearly for the record. You'll have 5 minutes and may only speak once.
Mike Castellano, Asbury Park, Surfrider Foundation. Just want to again thank everybody for introducing the ordinance to ban the intentional release of balloons. And just so it's clear, which I'm sure most of you know, that we are not anti-fun or anti-5-year-old birthday party. This is strictly to ban the intentional release of balloons outdoors. But yeah, thank you again. We really appreciate it. And again, you have our support. And as far as the presentation that was just put on, again, you have our full support in that. If there's anything that we can do to help, we certainly will. So thank you again.
Thank you, Mike.
Hi, John Weber with the Surfrider Foundation. So twofer, because this resolution about the Northeast Supply Enhancement Pipeline, the Williams Pipeline, that's not one of the ones that you pulled, right? That's okay. If people aren't aware, there's a plan to build this gas pipeline across Raritan Bay. They're going to dig up 23 miles of the ocean floor and connect to a pipeline that's off of basically off of Rockaway. The point that leaves New Jersey is in Old Bridge, and then they have to build all these compressor stations on the landward side of that. And it's a bad project. Pretty much every environmental group that I can think of is opposing it. So this is fantastic. I'm just curious who asked you to do this, because this is, I mean, it'd be great if a lot of towns did this. So it's really great. Just wanted to make sure people aware of it. When you think, go ahead, Mr.
It was Clean Ocean Action.
Terrific. And they had a big event today regarding this pipeline, and deservedly so. So I'm here, not there. But so thank you for doing that. And just so people know, the governor has goals on clean energy and reducing fossil fuel emissions. So this doesn't really fit with that. So it's great that by opposing this pipeline, we're sort of getting in line with what the state says they want to do. So really appreciate that. And then if you don't mind me talking about plastic bags, it seems like you're heading towards doing something about plastic bags. That's also fantastic. Surfrider Foundation actually has created a toolkit for towns. So they do it right. There's a lot of wrong ways to do it. There's a lot of old ways to do it. Plastic bag laws have evolved in the last dozen years or so, and we want to make sure Long Branch gets it right. So really looking forward to working with the council. And it's a complex town. You got big stores, you got supermarkets, you got little bodegas and stuff, and there's a lot of different competing interests. So we're happy to work with you and get it right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Randy Phillips. I live at 161 Avenel Boulevard. I was here back in September, I believe it was, about a matter concerning the Long Branch Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. I had applied for the position, and I wasn't chosen. and never was really notified. I was told by a friend who had seen it on TV, the young lady that was appointed. And I subsequently asked about it and was sent a letter. And the letter stated that after reviewing resumes for this position, the mayor and council identified those applications whose skills and experience most closely match the board's needs. First of all, I don't understand that sentence because the young lady that was chosen was a clerk at the school system. She's now a clerk, I believe, at the public library, getting books or what have you. There's no mention in her resume of ever serving anything about housing or ever serving on a board. The shirt that I have on this evening is from 1962, when I was captain of the football team, and I was the first undefeated, untied football team in the history of Long Branch High School. That's when my service to the city first started. I've had over 50 years of service to the city. I've been a homeowner in the city for 50 years. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. I was an outstanding graduate from Paris Island in 1966. I've served on several boards. I'm a member of a housing project in the city of New York where there's 4,000 apartments. I'm in the Hall of Fame in the city of Long Branch. I was on the Hall of Fame commission. Plus, I worked for the Housing Authority for 25 years, started as a drug elimination coordinator and rose to be the acting director of the Asbury Park Housing Authority for 3 years before I retired with the entire staff under my control. Wrote a number of the programs that are still in effect at the Long Branch Housing Authority, but yet the sentence states that their needs, that somebody's needs, that their skills and experience that meets the needs of the Housing Authority. I still don't have an answer to that, and I would like an answer. Particularly, I've been a taxpayer in the city of Long Branch, a homeowner for over 50 years, and I can't get an answer to why a young lady who has no experience was chosen over myself to be appointed to the board. I would like an answer. I thought by this time, my wife subsequently died in October. That's why really one of the reasons I haven't been back. But I thought by this time that somebody from the city would have reached out and said, Randy, this is the reason that you was not appointed, because we owe somebody a favor or something. But then I haven't heard anything from anyone. And I think that is a disgrace. I went to the doctor's office, a new doctor, and he said to me that he respected me, and I said, why? He said, well, first of all, you're a senior, you're 75 years old, you deserve respect. That was number one. And I have received no respect from this board, so I would like an answer. Is that possible?
First of all, I'd like to give our condolences on your...
I can't hear you.
I would like to give our condolences on the passing of your wife.
Thank you.
But right now, we have another opening. We will consider your application also, and those others that had applied and were not, selected. And we will also have an open applications for anybody that would like to apply, that would like to be part of that. So right now it's an ongoing, we're waiting.
But I would like an answer for the first one. I would like an answer to know how someone who has no experience in housing or any board is, when I get a letter that says from the mayor and council, applicant whose skills and experience most closely together what the board needs, I would like to understand what that means.
Well, you mentioned that, according to her resume, I'd like to know how you saw her resume, because that was not...
I got it from, I requested it and it was mailed to me.
Okay,
I also have the letter, and I wrote to the...
I didn't know that, I just asked the question.
I mean, that's public information.
Okay, I just asked, but my understanding, she's doing a very good job.
Excuse me?
From what I understand, she's doing a very good job, too. And
I don't know that she says anything, but that's okay. I'm not concerned about her doing a good job. That's not what my concern is. Yeah. My concern is, would I not have done a good job?
Oh, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Well, my concern is the sentence in this letter. That's my concern.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I have nothing else to say.
Okay.
You know?
Does anyone has anything to say? No one has anything to say. That's the disrespect that a person who has served this city honorably and country and county honorably for over 50 years, and I get no answer. That's really a shame.
So, Mr.
Phillips.
I'm
Mr.
sorry?
Phillips.
Mr. Phillips, I've known you all my life, of course. I'm sorry. There's a selection process, obviously. So
I went through the process.
The city went through that process. If there was some wording in the letter that you were, offended by or thought should have been written better, we did actually talk to the clerk about that, and we'll consider that in the future. So I apologize for that on behalf of the council and myself. But generally, for as long as I've been on the council, we have not sent out responses as to why individuals were not selected. So it's not that you were picked out, as to why it just hasn't been the policy with any of the boards or commissions to advise them as to why you were not, selected.
Is it good administrative decisions to be made when you pick the most qualified person to serve on any board or any position in a city? Does that make good administrative?
It wasn't my decision. I can't tell you why. I can certainly tell you
your position is in the letter, Mayor and Council.
I can certainly tell you that the individual who was selected, the council and myself felt were very qualified. The
resume doesn't speak to very qualified, and normally.
Well, I guess that's why this is subjective, and that's your opinion. And again,
that's not my opinion. That's what's on paper.
Okay. Well, to Mrs. Wittes' point, she is apparently doing a very good job. That's what we were told. And again, that's neither here nor there to what you're, talking to us about this evening. But
Mr. Mayor, it is here and there when you have a constituent in the city of Long Branch who has supported this city for over 50 years, and then you just say, well, she is doing a good job, because not about the process, but she is doing a good job. The process should be fair and equitable to everyone in the city. Everyone.
And I think it was.
I don't believe that it was.
What was not fair about it?
I don't believe that it was. And then is the library part of the city? Is the library in the city's budget?
The library is in the city budget.
It doesn't get any money from any place else.
Well, they have their own, they generate some revenue. Why are you mentioning that, though?
Because I was told that, that's for the next time I come.
I think I know where you're going. We certainly inquired about legal advice. I think Mr. Raynone could address that.
I said I don't have that. That's not on my agenda tonight.
Okay.
But since I can't get a satisfactory explanation, because I don't believe there is one. I believe that there was something that was done that wasn't done equitably, but that's neither here nor there. That's not on me. That's on whoever did it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Paul and council members. My name is Anita Cravering, and I live on 161 Garrett Drive. Next Monday, April 15th, there is going to be a meeting of the Long Branch Disabilities Committee in which we are going to discuss issues of interest to people with disabilities in Long Branch. And I want to ask if is this a public meeting? Is it open to the public?
Well, I think, Anita, if anybody wants to come, please bring them along. But, you know, it's an extension of the initial meeting that we had a while ago, and there's been some other updates and so forth that we wanted to, you know, to talk about. But if there's somebody that you would want to bring, sure. It's not a public meeting per se, but, you know, we certainly would welcome anybody if you want to bring them.
Okay.
It's basically a committee meeting.
Okay. And the meeting is going to be in the Long Branch Municipal Building right here at 4 o'clock.
Yes.
So if anybody would like to come, or if they're interested, they can do so. Thank you.
Yes, Anita.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vincent Lepore, 33 Ocean Terrace, Long Branch, requesting 1-minute notification. Council, this evening you pulled R-7019. You're lucky. You're very lucky. The resolution entitled, "The Resolution of the City of Long Branch Recognizing Community and Their Efforts to Promote the Needs and Voice of Diverse Populations of the City of Long Branch." Paragraphs 1, 3, 6 through 11 you can get away with. But paragraphs 2, 4, and 5, absolutely not. The so-called community group of, quote, approximately 20 individuals, end quote, to meet and discuss the matters of diversity. If the resolution as written is the product of these 20 individuals, this city's in a lot of trouble. In paragraph number 2, the city knocks the legs out from under itself and reveals its true intent. Under the guise of diversity, the city specifically mentions one group as opposed to others. Again, in paragraph number 4, the city is completely wrong. The council and so-called community group does not belong in the schools concerning children, most particularly on the issue highlighted in this resolution. This is a matter that belongs with professionally certified personnel, the Board of Ed, the parents, and the kids' families. I've been to enough Board of Ed meetings where this matter was discussed, and the policy of the Board of Ed is to discuss the matter with the children and their families right away. Paragraph number 5, again, absolutely not. Council and this community group are specifically referencing one particular group and promoting that group's relationship with businesses. This is an outright discrimination because you promote one group relationship with business instead of all the diverse groups' relationship with businesses. And worse than that, the following, and I'm quoting, quote, "have their businesses certified as a safe zone so that teens and others know they can come and talk to any of the employees about the issues they are facing and ask for assistance," end quote. Hell no, council. Listen loudly. N-O. This council is scheming with this wordage. Damn it, if you codify having the kids go to employees of businesses in safe zones to seek assistance on issues that should be professionally addressed. I have no idea who you think you are. Again, it's a matter for the parents and family members, the Board of Ed, the social workers, and other professionals to handle this matter, not this council, and not the businesses, and not their employees. Many families and parents should be alarmed that the city even attempted to do a resolution like this concerning their kids in this city. My wording of objection to this resolution could not have been more politically correct. The city should have been so skillful in doing a resolution as politically correct as my dissent to it. What was the city doing wrong before that warrants a resolution like this? The city has always been well known as a diverse city. There existed no demonstrated need to even attempt to list this resolution on an agenda. Shame on you, City of Long Branch. Second matter I'm going to discuss, public access signage. For years, I've stood before this council requesting signage on public access points along the coast. Repeatedly, particularly Kushner's Pier Village, the public access along the side of Avenue Le Club.
Mr. Lepore, you have 1 minute.
Thank you, clerk. To this day, no signage appears. Signage on Park Avenue, nothing. Other points as well that Ms. Fisher will go in on and elaborate with. The fact is, we're coming up on Memorial Day. We have an environmental commission. The environmental commission was contacted today. The public access points should be on their inventory list. We fully expect by Memorial Day, public access signage on every public access point in the city of Long Branch that's affected by tidal water. By Memorial Day, Council. And don't think you've got away with the 30-year tax abatement. You will live to see more problems with this than you ever hoped to ever imagine. It's coming, legally.
Is there anyone else?
Anna Sweeney from North End. I just wanted to know what group he was referring
Anna,
to.
can you lower the mic just
Yeah.
a little bit? Thank you.
What group he was referring to by 7019? I have a inkling of what it might be, but if you could clarify, because I couldn't find the resolution up there.
She wanted to know what group you were identifying in the resolution that we pulled.
Oh, yeah, it's the group is the LGBTQ group, yes.
Yeah, I figured.
And that resolution is not on for this evening.
That's okay.
But, I mean, that's not to say it won't be on in the future. I just want to make clear if anybody didn't know, it's not on for this evening.
Well, in light of his negative remarks, I wanted to say that I appreciate that resolution because I know people who face abuse in their homes for even trying to get help. And I know that it's not an option to go to their parents. Even to get professional help, asking your parents, oh, what's my insurance? That can be problematic if they already suspect you. But the other thing I wanted to bring up was...
But, Anna, if I may, and I don't want to speak for the council, so
Yeah.
I'm speaking for myself, thank you for that. And I would like to add that, again, I don't want to argue with Mr. Lepore, but the reality is it's my clear understanding that there's already a group in the high school. So, again, thank you.
Okay, I was wondering what... let's see which resolution this is. Resolution 6019, no, sorry. 6119 and 6219, resolutions authorizing the city of Long Branch to service Ocean Cove Beach for 2019 season and Ocean Place Hotel Beach for 2019
It's
season.
for lifeguard services to those locations.
Okay.
Which we've had, we've had several over the years, and some have been more recent. But I think the two you're referring to, we've had in the past, right, Mike? Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was under the impression that it might be like making their beaches cleaner in their private areas.
It's just lifeguard protection, and of course
Okay.
they pay. Well, Mike, you could better address it. What they pay the actual rate that the lifeguards would be paid, and so forth, right? What is?
A little more than the actual rate, yeah, a little more to the city.
Okay. All right, that's all I had to say. Thanks again.
Good evening. Avery Grant, 405 Atlantic Avenue. A month ago when I spoke about the ills of tax abatements and how we need money for swimming pools and other things in the city, afterwards a couple of people came to me and said, Avery, are you for real? Did you do that? I told them, yes, I built 3 swimming pools in East Orange. And I also expanded the senior center. And we were one of the first to put security lights and the cameras in the senior housing so that they could view who was ringing the doorbells. But what was unique about East Orange was, which you don't have and maybe you can't do it, we had an engineering department, we had the public works, we had a law department, and we had planners, and we worked together. And we visited the community. In East Orange, they had districts. And I would go to the district meetings and I'd say, what is it you need in this community? And I would bring it back. And we'd make plans. And if there was some federal funding, we would get a piece of it. Because we had a lawyer handy, we had the engineer, and you can check with the owner of Washington Manor, Bill Eaton. He was our lead attorney. And he was able to move in fast and we'd get things done. And there was not a program that the federal government put out or the state that we didn't get money out of. And it's the same thing we're doing at the Board of Education. That's how we got those schools built. So they said, Avery, we don't believe what you did. And that's why I'm wearing the hat. You can see it says city engineer, and EO1 means I was the first on the radio on that. And here's a plaque, a copy of the plaque where I built a swimming pool and a recreation center. And what does it say here? Funded by Safe, Clean Neighborhood Programs. It was not city money. But since you don't have the city money, we're giving money away with the tax abatements. And it's really disgusting because we do need money for a swimming pool. We need money for extend our summer education program. And I almost had a swimming pool here working with Freehold and Narragansett, but he had promised it to Wolf Hill in Oceanport, and they never did build it. But I did get the homeless shelter being built. But what I'm saying to you is that if you work together with the community and you work together with your staff, you can get things done. And that makes people happier. It's not normal for me to come out and talk like this, but I'm getting a little disgusted with this operation, in particular with the tax abatements, and the fact that we need money. And I said, I'm paying almost $7,000 in taxes, and I'm a senior and on fixed income. So you've got to show some sensitivity, and you've got to find, I know you say you had a 100-day program. Well, how did you develop that? Did you get input from the community? If you did, then that's good. If you didn't, then that's a problem. You got to know what the people want, and you need to know what can be done. But we were able to because Essex County, as I told you before, was a center of power, and they would always step up for it. In fact, Don Payne offered me the job of the county engineer, and I said, no, I'm happy where I am. I don't fool around with that. But you could go to them, or you could go to the governor, and they would respond. So I'm saying I would hope that you can assume that attitude and respond to the community, because there are things that need to be done, and people are saying Long Branch is not the Long Branch we had. We have no amusement for our kids. And I was trying to stop that when I ran for mayor before. I was going to say we need those things back, because that was fun, and my son worked at the haunted house. So I'm saying to you that, and those who doubted that I was the city engineer, I did all this stuff, I don't know if they're here tonight. But I hope you know it clear that it takes a concentrated effort and a team. And as I said, we had the legal department, and they were, and you can talk to Bill Eaton, he says his main job was keeping me out of jail. That's true. Because if there was a need, I would respond, and we could find a way to do it. I told you I bought 5 police cars for the police, the government program. But the only trouble is we borrowed from the state, and they had Crown Victoria, Ford Crown Victoria, and they broke my budget. And I had to go down to local government down in Trenton to get a transfer approval for transfer. But that's because we responded, because they were going to use those vehicles to put them in the community and let the policemen be able to have them parked outside the house so people feel safe.
Thank you, Mr.
But that wasn't good. I could be here all night, but I've got things to do.
Is there anyone else?
Good evening, Patty Veracchi, 246 Jerome Avenue, Oakhurst. I had known that Vince was going to bring up the signage of the public access at the beach front, and I actually took a drive along the street ends to see whether there were signs, what the progress was with some of the construction areas along and the parking along Ocean Avenue. And as in years past, one of my big concerns is the access at Takanasi. And I brought some pictures just so some of you who don't get the chance to take a little closer look could see them, and I'll hand them out after I use them right now. So with Takanasi, it looks like, again, there is no sign. Maybe there will be, but at this point now, there is none. It looks like the driveway leading to the condos, the high-rise that's going to go up there, which is about 4 stories tall right now. I believe it's, 7 stories it's going to be? Does anyone know?
Where, Patty?
Takanasi?
I'm not sure. What
well, the driveway that leads to the high rise there for the Takanasi condos that are going up, there doesn't appear to be the 5 public parking spaces that by law are supposed to remain for the public.
Yeah, I don't think there's a high-rise, I believe it's...
Well, as I said, it's 4 stories tall now. I don't know how tall it's going to be when it's finished.
They're individual homes, aren't they? They're, yeah. But go ahead, Patty, I'm sorry.
So the sidewalk looks like it's to the left. And then in the center, you see the driveway that goes to the building. Condos, high-rises, whatever they're supposed to be. And then to the right there, it looks like where the gate is where the public parking, the 5 spots are supposed to be. But there is no signage there. So those are big concerns with summer coming quickly upon us. And also, the fish ladder that was supposed to be in place and working, because as of now, I think this is the spawning season, if I'm not mistaken. Does Mr. Zuba know about this, or?
Yes, but Patty, do you want me to, you want to finish and then I'll jump in, or?
Well, that was one of the main issues. I'll just quickly show you the pictures and explain. So there's, on Pullman, there is, it says no parking on either side, no stopping, no parking, and yet there are 3 painted parking spaces with cars that are parked there. And that does explain to the public whether we are supposed to park there or not supposed to park there. The entrance to Avenue, which Mr. Lepore brought up, is this picture. And the next picture is of Park Avenue, where we have to cross Ocean Avenue to access that public walkway that you see there. The only other picture I have, which just shows that there are 2 garbage cans there that make it look like there is obviously something to do with the city of Long Branch. But other than that, there is no signage whatsoever.
So Patty, I can tell you this, Dr. Selly and myself have always been advocates for public access signage. So I agree with Mr. Lepore. I'm not sure of all the details he's giving, or you for that matter, but I'll tell you this. If you, Mr. Lepore, of course, would like to get together with Lindsay, myself, whoever, or if just you, if he's not interested, love to go over this with you, because we'd like to see those signs up.
Right.
I think Stan could probably address the fish ladder, and actually even the signage for that matter.
Yeah.
And you know, you're right, we have so many things going on and so forth, so quite frankly, I'm glad you pointed it out, and we'll see what we can do.
And I had also, just so you know, I'm on the Environmental Commission as the representative for the council, and it was brought up a few months ago, and I did speak to Mr. DeZub about it. At the time, the machine was broken that makes the signs, but he has every intention of making those access signs. So it's not something we've ignored, it's just...
But it's not just also the public access, but also the confusion with the parking spaces, whether are you allowed there, why would there parking spaces?
Well, there's a lot of different issues, but certainly the signage is something that I think we can address. Stan, can you comment on that and maybe the fish ladder?
Yes, I just spoke with Richie Lee today, who's helping us out. You know, he's from one of the surfing organizations, and everything's going to be up on Memorial Day, probably up before that. We're working on signs now. We have a design from, actually I have a text right here from him, Linda Eisenberg design that he had sent us that we're looking at now. There's no signage anywhere. We originally had put up the wooden signs. They were vandalized and broken. We didn't like the way it was going. As far as Park Avenue entrance, we've also spoken to a young woman who has a disability. We're going to repair that, fix that so she can get her wheelchair down there. So all this is on the list to be addressed. We just started working on the beaches this week. We're making a few areas wider and stuff like that. But I would say by the middle of May, all the signage should be up, not even at Memorial Day. As far as the fish ladder goes, the design was not the best by the engineer. Lieutenant Shirley is working on that. We do not like the way it was. It was basically turned down, and they're going to have to redo that, and that's in the process of being worked on right now. I know Lieutenant Shirley was working on that. I don't have any more information on that, but you're correct. That's not complete, and we are working on that.
So in the future, will there be a live lake anymore, or is it going to be too late with all these years?
Areas to get it better designed in the back, maybe do a little dredging down the road and stuff like that. We don't want to see the lake like it was last year with all those weeds in and stuff. We've never seen the front of the lake that bad. And as far back to Tackanassie, that sidewalk is the beach entrance down there. Construction's nowhere near completed. I was just down there the other day. You notice when you walk down to the end of the path, it just drops straight off. So we have to do some work down there to make a sand ramp and stuff like that, which is all on the list of stuff to be done. So between now and Memorial Day, that stuff will all be completed, and the signs will be up. As far as the parking goes, I was under the understanding that's still going to be there, but I don't know exactly where we're at. You know, they're still moving things around, and there's a little confusion over there. I think right now is where everything's going. But that's all. Everything you said is true and going to be hopefully correct.
Okay. I just know that, you know, prior to construction being finished, if there are things that the city sees that are wrong or, you know, could be changed before the process is too late. And also, you just made me think about who will pay for the renewal of the fish ladder. Would that be a city expense?
That is not a city expense, no.
That will be their expense. Okay.
Yeah, if you want more information on that, please call Lieutenant Shirley in the morning.
All right. Thank you very much.
And reach out to me, Patty, with any updates, or to Lindsay, and anything we, you know, any additional information you have on that. Thanks.
Anyone else?
Yes. Hi, Ernest McNolly.
Mr. McNolly, can you raise the mic a little? Thank you.
Born at 301 2nd Avenue. I now live in Asbury. I went to church. I still go here, Star of the Sea. And I went to Star of the Sea School. And as a mid-teenager, I left to go away to school and college, et cetera, et cetera. So here I am now, back again. I still have family here, and I still have a lot of interest in what goes on in Long Branch. And for starters, I'd like to say that when I stand here and I listen to various people who speak, it seems to me that we all seem to have something that we're passionate about. However, it seems to come in either direct or indirect conflict with the powers that be. A lot of us who are not here, who worked on the January, February, March, April, what was it, May 2018 election, thought that things would be dramatically different. And we got involved, and I look out now, and I don't think I see any of the people that worked so hard to have this big change. As a matter of fact, I don't even see any change, except for a few administrative things. So that's why you don't draw any people here. We're all disenfranchised. We feel threatened by some of the police, I'll be very frank, some of the firemen, some of the officials, and nobody's really cared or done anything about it. Brought in an outside attorney who seems to be pretty aloof, city manager from Eatontown, who seems to know everybody and seems to be okay with everything. It doesn't matter if you file a tort claim, you call in a complaint, or anything, and nothing happens. So let me give you an example. Today I went into the tax department, and I drew all the records on Star of the Sea Church. You know, I'm passionate about that church. I go there. I mean, I was baptized there. That's important to me, that church. And to think that this city council knows what you allowed to come there, I don't mean you, but you allow to continue there, which came from Holy Trinity about 8 years ago, a horrible, call it what you want, social, alcohol, gambling, round-the-clock funhouse for city officials that I think got thrown out of Holy Trinity, but you let them resurface at Star of the Sea. And here's the picture in the convent. I used to sweep the floor of that convent, not because I wanted to, but I tried to make amends with some of the nuns. I didn't agree with all their teaching methods, so I thought if I sweep up a little bit, maybe they'll lay off and stop making me write a word 2,000 times that I misspelled. I still misspell the words, but they're long gone anyway. So the problem is, everybody knows what goes on here. You got firemen, police, out-of-town business people with liquor, cigars, round the clock, city vehicles, going there on city time. Oh, wait a minute, Mayor. Here we go. Always got to check with the lawyer. All right? Can I continue?
Please, Mr. McNolly.
All right, yeah, I know that, you know, he always seemed, yeah, I know, he's always got to be right there. So, you go to Holy...
That's uncalled for.
What?
He is right here. You're right.
What'd you say, it's uncalled for?
Excuse me?
What'd you just say, it's uncalled for?
Yeah, you're uncalled for your comment. You're right, he is sitting right here. He is our attorney, and yes, we do ask him questions.
Okay.
Like it or not.
Just like when Mr. Lepore said liar, you made it seem like he's the only person in a public setting to use the word liar. I guess you don't listen to national news. They use a lot worse words than that. But of course, you say that he's way out of line.
Yes, he is.
Well, in my opinion, he wasn't talking personally. He's talking
That's
politically.
your opinion, okay? Not my opinion. And I'm entitled to my opinion.
Yeah, and you seem to impose it on people.
Well, I agree with her.
And you seem to impose it on people. But what if we disagree with you?
You always disagree with us.
It's fine.
I always
You know?
do?
And yes, and we respect your opinion.
Really? I helped get you
Yes.
elected. Did I disagree with you?
I said you always disagree
No,
with
no.
me.
Is that 1 minute left?
No, sir, your time is up.
My time is up. Are you kidding? Time flew.
Thank you, Mr. McNolly.
Is there anyone else? No? Okay. I need a motion to close the public participation portion of this meeting.
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
We can take the listed resolutions as a consent agenda with the exception of R 68-19 and R 70-19. I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Dr. Selly?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes. Okay. At this time, I'd like to ask Councilman Dangler if you have anything to say this evening.
Two quick things. One, to the public and the residents, we do listen. As I said last week, we may not always agree, but we definitely listen, and we are making some change. It may not even be fast as you may like it to be, but we are certainly listening. We are very, very accessible to the community, and we listen. The other thing is I would like to wish everyone a blessed holy season. No matter what your faith is, this is an important time in regards to whether it be Passover, Good Friday, Holy Thursday, and certainly Resurrection Sunday. So have a blessed season.
Yeah. Councilman Vieira?
Yes, good evening. Thanks for coming tonight. And tonight I'll stay very quiet and thank you for coming.
Councilwoman Vogt?
I won't be so quiet. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Just a few comments. As the mayor said, you know, we appreciate you bringing some things to our attention. Certainly, there's a long list of things to be done. And there's also a growing list of things that have been done. So let's just talk about some of the things that are in motion right now. I hope you all noticed the ad that was in the paper and on Facebook and all over the place the past week in terms of 100 jobs being available and wanting to hire local. So if any of you went to the Bungalow Hotel where they were holding interviews for 2 days, actually went down there to see how things were going, and there was a very good turnout for it. So I hope if any of you were looking for jobs or any friends of yours that you know that was important for us, and so that was something that was very good that was going on. I had an opportunity last night, just real quickly, to stop into the session for the Police Citizens Academy. Just extraordinary. If you haven't thought about signing up for that, really, next time it comes around, think about attending. The session last night, and I forget the gentleman's name who was in charge of Long Branch Schools security. So totally outstanding. I mean, think about it. The next time it comes around, if you're interested at all in learning more about just the whole world of criminal justice and the role of the police in the community, it was extraordinary. So that was going on. And just one other thing, although I could go on longer. I hope you also had a chance to attend the kickoff of the task force that the mayor just started to address the opioid epidemic here in Long Branch and all over. We had a wonderful turnout for it. There are 3 committees. If you are interested in doing some work with that, we would love to have you join us. Just come and tell me, and I'll sign you up. Those 3 committees are, it's an awareness committee in terms of spreading the word about the epidemic and what can be done about it. There's a programs and services committee, and there's also an advocacy committee. Our whole goal with that is to make sure that there's a very strong just pathway of services, prevention all the way through recovery, that we have services for every step of the way. That's the first thing that we want to accomplish. The second thing is the strength of having a citywide partnership, so that when we go for grants and in different ways of funding this effort, we're a whole lot stronger when we do it as a citywide consortium, as a citywide partnership. That's the whole reason why we're trying to do this, improve services and add the services that we need to do. That's available to anybody. If you want to come and join us, just let me know, and we can sign you up. I just want to mention this. We all get this magazine, NJ Municipalities, from the League of Municipalities. On the cover tonight, civility in local government. One of the things that we talk about, hasn't been talked about yet out here, is civility and how we want to work together, how we want to live together, how we want to treat each other. I'm anxious to read the article. If anyone else ever wants to join in a conversation about that, might be a good way to kind of think our way through that whole process. With that, thank you for coming. I said enough.
Councilwoman Selly?
I have two things tonight. First of all, some of you in the room did attend the Coffee with the Mayor last night at Neptune Hose Company. It was very successful, and I was very proud of the firemen because they wore their uniforms, and these are all volunteers, and they didn't have to do that, but because we came and they were the host, we had a very nice time, and thank you, John, for having it. Mm-hmm. And my last item is, of course, Happy Easter, Happy Passover, and good health to all of us.
Thank you. Mayor Plum?
So I'd like to thank everybody for coming this evening. I also happy Easter, happy Passover. I just wanted to comment on what Councilwoman Anita Vogt said. I also went down today, and they had a really good response. They're very thankful, actually, to the city for advertising the job fair. And they said that 90% of the applicants who had come in were actually Long Branch residents. So that was a very positive thing. I wasn't planning on saying this, but Anita, in that same book, there's a photo exhibit of photos. The picture on the front, I don't know where that was from, but that was the winner. But we were a runner-up. And Lindsay from our office took that photo. So if you look at that, there's only about a half dozen runner-up.
Oh, great.
And the photograph that we took of the city was one of them. To Dr. Selly's point, yes, we over 40 people joined us at Coffee with the Mayor last night. Thank you to everyone who came out, to the fire department, and had a chat. And we look forward to continue this event throughout the different parts of Long Branch. What was wonderful about it is, you know, that firehouse, the fire company has a 150-year history, and that building dates from 1904, and it has been completely renovated on the top floor, and there's literally, I think, the oldest bowling alley in the United States on the bottom there. So everybody who did come got a tour of the firehouse as well, which was probably better than meeting with me, but whatever, it was a good night. So the full summer concert schedule is now available on our website and social media. We're looking forward to our concerts starting on June 9th, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. The City of Long Branch now participates with the Viply app. You can purchase your season badges or daily badges through the Viply mobile app and then simply scan in when you arrive in Long Branch. Season badge purchasers can scan it at Long Branch Recreation Center or the Municipal Tax Office prior to March 24th to receive your physical season badge. And starting on May 24th, season badge purchasers must scan in at the beach office located at Ocean Avenue and South Bath Avenue. Daily badge purchasers can scan, I know this is a lot of material, daily badge purchasers can scan it at any beach badge ticket booth located on the Long Branch Beach Walk. Once scanned, you'll receive a daily badge from the Long Branch Beach attendant. 2019 beach badges are now $45 for adults and $30 for students. They're on sale now until May 24th at the Recreation Department and the Tax Office. And the City of Long Branch, along with the Chamber of Commerce and Seashore Day Camp and School, will be hosting an Easter egg hunt this Sunday. That's April 14th, with a rain date of April 20th, and that's from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at West End Park. So we encourage anybody to come out with their kids, and it has a 35-year history. Art in the Park is on May 26th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Brighton Avenue. This event is open to the public with over 50 juried artists, and there is a rain date this year, which is Monday on Memorial Day if it happens to rain on Sunday. And the last thing I just wanted to tell you is out in the hall, it's not totally complete, but you'll see a new display of the work of Winslow Homer. And I mention it because it has a very interesting history. Winslow Homer is, a very famous artist, if you didn't know, and certainly of his period. But a love story took place here in Long Branch, and the featured article, which you'll see right in the center there, was from the Star-Ledger a few years ago. So Winslow Homer summered here in Long Branch, I think in the late 1860s, early 70s, and he met a young woman who was a school teacher from the Catskills. And they were together for several years. They never got married. No one knows why. But there's a lot of speculation that upon that breakup, I believe Winslow Homer went to Europe for 2 years and then ended up in Maine, where supposedly for the next several years he did his best work. And a lot of people, believe that it had something to do with the love story or the breakup or whatever. But if you look outside, there's original newspaper illustrations as well as copies of some of his paintings and the article itself, which is very interesting and very historic because they're original, and you'll just see how popular the Long Branch beach was back in the day. So that's not totally complete, but that'll be up for a while. And again, thank you all for being here this evening.
And I also would like to thank everyone for being here this evening. And, as Anita mentioned, it's all about civility and how we treat one another. And, when I speak out about not wanting people to be called liars or anything else, it's because I think it's important that we respect one another. And we had children here this evening, and, we as adults need to set a good example for them. So with that said, I'd like to wish everyone a happy holiday, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
For the first time, I
Like Winslow Homer's?